We began by visiting Mid-Missouri's Sistine Chapel of eSports, the Columbia College Game Hut. Here, scholarship esport athletes and casual student gamers alike have access to premier industry-leading tech. What was once a sweaty old locker room has been given new life. A warm, thrumming heart of computers with veins of glowing neon light. This cybernetic mecca gives gamers like Zach Lopham a place to unwind, relax, and destroy the enemy nexus.
So what's the reaction that you get when you, like, let's say you meet somebody, you know, just like a strange friend of a friend kind of a thing, and you tell them that you are a college esports athlete? What kind of reaction do you usually get?
You know, it's been getting a little better. More and more people know
It's been getting better?
esports.
Was it bad for a while?
Back then, you know, it's like, you try to tell anybody at like middle school, high school, you know, hey, I play this game and I play it for leagues and stuff, and they kind of laugh at you. They're like, wait, they don't even know that exists.
Can you play video games for fun at this point?
With League of Legends, it's kind of hard.
Yeah, because yeah.
It's just a game you've played so much, it's like, you don't really value, like you see somebody playing the game not how you would see it, and you're just like, that just doesn't appeal to you, right?
Yeah.
You know, if you're like an NFL quarterback or something, right? And you have your team just not defending you and you're getting sacked and all that, you know, you'd probably get a little ticked off.
Yeah, like Peyton Manning probably doesn't play touch football at the Y.
Yeah. So, you know, at some point you see it kind of like a job. It's not, I wouldn't say fully, like you can still have fun in the game, but I believe it's more you have the fun from the competition, like feeling your competitive edge.
Critics will look at esports and say, it's not really a sport. What do you say to that?
I mean, physically it may not be, but you know, sports all have, you know, the competitive edge. You have one team versus another and they have the same goal to win the game. So even if that may not be on the field, it is there in the game. And you know, you work with your team and you practice hard, you train hard, may not be physically, but you do have that work put in and the effort put in to achieve that goal together.
People talk about how video games are very violent. They teach people to be violent. What do you think about that?
I don't believe that to be true at all. I mean, like an argument that I looked at, you know, around the world, there's violent video games everywhere. You know, countries like South Korea are like one of the top rated in terms of video game players and all that stuff. And you know, they don't have near as much violence as they do in the US. So I think people kind of look to it as an excuse, just like back then how people look to music, like Marilyn Manson causing like violence or like other things that are happening in the US.
Well, I was thinking of banning like gangplank here.
At the center of this operation is coach Burke Hajolu. A native of Cyprus, his career, yes, career, in gaming has taken him all over the world. The UK, Australia, Turkey, most recently, Missouri.
So what's your responsibilities as a coach? I mean, are you talking like technique with the players? Are you talking like strategy?
There's a lot of responsibilities with the role. So not only are we talking strategy and technique, individual performance, but we're also talking about how does the team dynamic mesh. It's just like any other team sport, right? It's not just, okay, we've got 5 good players and they're playing the game. How do they interact with each other? How's everyone doing? Then also there's like the administrative, you know, bureaucratic stuff on the back end, you know, arranging stuff.
We got to talk about the haters, right?
Yeah.
Because inevitably when you talk esports, someone online is going to say, that's not a sport. A sport is outside. A sport is physical. What do you say to that?
Well, I just don't see the point of arguing semantics. At the end of the day, it's recognized, esports players are recognized as athletes. They do get visas from the US government or other countries to travel abroad, play abroad. At the end of the day, if people want to hate on it, go for it. Maybe some people don't get it, some people don't want to get it, but it is growing, it's just going to keep growing. There really is no stopping it. People like to play games. I mean, any new thing is going to see some haters, but it's not really a big deal.
This might be a silly question, but I was surprised to find out that you guys do PT. Why do you guys do PT?
Well, you know, gaming is not very physically intensive, so if you're just sitting around all day, it's really not going to be good for your physical health, and physical health obviously affects mental health, right? So you got to do at least some basic kind of exercise. I'm not getting these guys to be gym jockeys or anything, but as long as they're moving around a bit, they're staying active.
It's the proverbial get up and go play outside.
Yeah, pretty much.
Some people are bothered, even angered by the emergence of esports, especially at a time where participation in conventional sports is declining. I brought these concerns before the AD.
Traditional sport participation amongst high school students is going down. Some people see that and they see a rise in esports and they believe there's a problem there. What would you say to those people that feel that way?
The two things aren't related. The rise of esports and the decline in some of the traditional sports are not related. One, we're seeing less and less high school graduates in our geographic location, so that is a lot of the reason why we're seeing less participation in some areas. We're seeing more awareness in the collision sports. We're seeing a decline in those as we're getting more aware and parents are more cautious about what their student athletes are doing. The rise of esports are not pulling away students that were going to be participating potentially in other things. It's just a supplement. It's an additional sport. It's meeting a need, it's finding a niche, and it's creating opportunities for those student athletes to go on and do great things at the college level.